Did you ever seen a really good movie trailer, got excited over it, and then got really disappointed when you watched the actual movie because it's not how it was portrayed as in the trailer? Yes, this is how it feels like when we play The Sims 4 for Ran. As you guys know, I was very excited when the trailer comes out. It gives this really promising packed view with culture, activities, fun gameplay, and an exciting new world. But sadly, it is not how it portrays itself to be. As you guys know, the world of Tomarang in The Sims 4 for Ran is a Southeast Asian inspired world. So naturally, your girl here who's Southeast Asian from Malaysia, hello, was beyond the moon when the pack was announced. So I got the pack when it was released on 8 December 2023 and I took my time to explore the pack as I don't want to rush on the review. And today is the day I am going to give you guys my brutally honest opinion on The Sims 4 for Ran. I have so many things in mind that I wanted to tell you guys. I've been keeping it for like almost more than a month because when the pack released it on 8 December, from the beginning until today, I have so many things to talk about and I just don't know where to start. Okay, you know what? Let's just narrow it down. I'm just gonna go section by section. So first, we're gonna start off with the CAS. I love that we are given varieties of hairstyles from short hair, short curly hair, and that is really suitable for elderly. And the reason why I said it's suitable for elderly because it reminds me of my grandmother. And also I love that they have this option of a tied up hair into a bun with a scrunchie. Love the scrunchie. And a cute fun tied up hairstyle. Long straight black hair which looks similar to mine because I have the center parting, but if I were to put it by the side, maybe then it will look a bit similar. Yes? No? Honestly, I myself have no complaints on the hairstyles and I think the hairstyles are all inclusive of all ages from teen to elderly, so I have no complaints on that. And I also love that we have 3 new hairstyles for man, and I love these hairstyles as it reminds me of the man's hairstyles in Thailand. And for the clothes, we have 2 new hats as well, but sadly we don't have the Vietnamese hat known as the non la, which is very popular, and I was looking forward to see the non la in The Sims, but we have the hat as a decoration on our wall. So I don't know why they give us the hat as a decoration on the wall. I mean, I love it. I don't complain that there's a hat on the wall for us to use it as a decoration, but I would really love for my sim to be wearing the non-la, but sadly we are not given that. And as for the clothing, okay, so this is where I'm gonna go really honest right here. Honestly, I love the clothes in the packs. I love it. They are pretty, but there's one thing lacking. I feel like there are lack of culture in all these clothes. Both clothes for male and female are pretty. They are really pretty. But it is very disappointing that there are no full body clothes at all for a male sim. And why? Why is it so? I have no idea. Why can't they just give us a full body clothes for male sim? We want something like, for the female sim, we have the ao yai here. But we don't have any full body clothes for the male sim at all, and that is really disappointing. I have full expectation from this pack because I've seen amazing clothes that they give us in the Sims 4 fashion street kit that is inspired by Mumbai, India. I love how the colors, shapes, designs from the street actually brings out the culture when you see it, because when you see it, you're like, oh, you can see the cultural elements in it. But when it comes to clothes in the Sims 4 for Ran, I was really expecting more clothes that represents culture like Chat Thai from Thailand, the kebaya, batik and sarong from Indonesia or Malaysia and Singapore, and the barat saya from Philippines, and a lot more. Although we do have the ao yai, which is the Vietnamese traditional clothing, which I love, but that's about it. We don't have any other traditional clothing or clothes that resemble the traditional outfits, and we don't have, again, I'm gonna stress, we don't have any traditional outfits for the male sim at all. Again, I'm just gonna say that I love the clothes. They are pretty, and that's it. That's it. So basically, this whole Sims 4 foreign pack, they are pretty, but that's it. It's just pretty but empty. Now I'm gonna move on to the traits. For the traits, we have the wise trait that is exclusively only for elderly sim. We have the generous trait, cringe trait, and nosy trait, which I think they are fun and cute. But the child of a village trait is it's really pointless and it's an annoying trait. And if you don't do anything Tomarangish for like a few hours in the Sims hours, and if few hours in the Sims hours is like few minutes here in real life. And so if we don't do anything Tomarangish, like cooking Tomarang dishes or explore Tomarang culture, then our sim with the child of the village trait will get really sad, and then they'll be like, I'm not in touch with my Tomarang roots, oh no. And yes, that gets really annoying and is really pointless. And also, do you guys know that your sim need to have the child of the village trait for your sim to release a sky lantern? And that's about it. So when I first saw the trailer, I really thought that we are gonna get an event. We're gonna get the Sky Lantern event. So I was excited over it, but little did I know that this releasing Sky Lantern option is only given to sim with the child of the village trait. So other sims that do not have the child of the village trait will not have the options to release a sky lantern. So it's pretty pointless and it's useless as well, because it's not an event, which I'm gonna come over that later. Overall, for the CAS, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10 because I love the clothes, but I just feel that it really lacks of culture, and compared to Sims 4 Fashion Street Kid, it's really nothing. It's nothing. I think the Sims 4 Fashion Street Kid has set the bar really high. So when it comes to the clothes for Sims 4 for Ran, it's just bad. Next, we will go into the world of Tomarang, and I only have one word for it: dead. If you guys seen my tour of Tomarang World, you can see how dead and empty it is. Tomarang is just like Pyongyang, North Korea. Pretty, but it is completely empty and it's just for show. Like seriously, what do EA expect us to do in Tomarang? Like what? So it's like, oh yeah, it's so pretty. Good job EA. Tomarang is really pretty. Wow. And that's it. We just got to, just look around, see. Ooh. And that's it. We can't do anything much in it. The street markets are dead, rabbit holes are everywhere, and we don't have any events at all in the Tomarang city, Tomarang World, nothing. And the trailer really portrayed that it's as if like Tomarang is the hustling, bustling city or town, when in fact it is dead, like really, really dead. When I was exploring the world, I really feel like even the Sims themselves, they do not want to explore Tomarang. There are no activities at all, there are no events, nothing in Tomarang is dead. And again, speaking of events, I really honestly, naively think and believe that we are going to get a Sky Lantern Festival event in Tomarang. But no, we don't have that at all. It's just a stupid option for a child of the village trait to release a Sky Lantern, and that's all. And for the first time ever, this world map, which is an expansion pack, comes with only 2 districts that are Moransong and Koh Sapa. Usually the world in expansion pack comes with 3 districts, but this time they decided to make it smaller and they only give us 9 lots to build with. If you looked at the world map, it's pretty but it's empty. They could have given us 1 or 2 editable lots on the left, that is the beach area. We could build residential rentals on the beach, and Southeast Asia have plenty of beautiful beach. There are Railay, Thailand, Pulau Tioman, Malaysia, Lombok, Indonesia, Korong, Cambodia, Boracay, Philippines, and that are just a few that I mentioned. We have a lot of beautiful beaches. There are so many beautiful beaches to explore in Southeast Asia, and we don't even have one freaking beach in Tomarang. Except you have the one small little patch there. I don't know. It's not even a lot to begin with. There's this one small, because I remember playing it like that is a hidden cove, secret cove, and then if you want to get access to the hidden cove, you have to go through by this small little beach area, and then you have to swim across the sea to get into this cove. And the cove is a rabbit hole. You can't do anything much about it. And then once you explore the cove, all you get is a stupid tassel. That's not a secret world. It doesn't give you anything at all. So basically it's pretty. Alright, it's pretty. The sea is pretty. The beach, it's shit. But the cove is just Moving on from the beaches, I'm going to talk about this here. On the right side is a still image of tropical rainforests, hills, mountains that we can't even explore or build. Again, I need to stress that Southeast Asia is rich with nature. They could have added some little bit of jungle adventure feature for us here to explore the rainforest. Maybe we can go hiking, we can go trekking. But nah, they just decided to give us a dead Tomarang town, and that's it. A dead town. And as a proud Southeast Asian girl who loves nature, I'm really disappointed that none of the beauty and culture and nature of the Southeast Asian world is captured in Sims 4 Foran. Where the beautiful mountains, tropical rainforests, and beaches in Tomarang? Nada! So for this world, I'm going to rate it 1 out of 10. 1 for it because it's pretty, and that's about it. That's it. Right, so next we're going to go into the build and objects. Honestly, I really love it. I love the build and buy items. They included a lot of Southeast Asian inspired items, but if only they could include wooden roof and more wall pattern options. But I love that we have so many options for windows, and they are really pretty windows, and the flooring are pretty as well. But sadly, we have really limited wall pattern options to pair with the tiles. And we have pretty and few options for fences as well, and they are really pretty. And yeah, I love the new fences. Sadly, there are no new outdoor plants at all in the Sims 4 Foran. And again, I would like to highlight that Southeast Asia is rich with nature. This makes me really wonder, why won't we have like really new outdoor plants like the trees, bushes for us to do our landscaping in Tomarang? But no, they just don't bother at all. So all we need to use is the plants, the outdoor plants from Tsunami, the Island Living Pack. And or maybe we can just use the plants from debug items, and that's all. That's all. We don't have any new plants at all. It's all the same plants that we have from the previous pack. So it seems like the developer just wiped out the existence of nature in Southeast Asia. Like as if like there's no nature at all in Southeast Asia. All we have is just a dead town that looks like Tomarang. And for the objects, sadly we don't have any new single beds or bunk beds, and the only bed given to us is this canopy bed. And I also don't understand why we have 4 new radiators in this pack, because it's so hot in Southeast Asia. I myself don't own a radiator, and nobody that I know owns a radiator at all. Like, we just don't own radiators. We have fans, we have air cons installed in every room because it's so freaking hot. So if you had to give us radiator, oh my god, we'll be burning. It's really freaking hot. Do you know that sometimes even when we on the aircon, it can get really hot as well? We don't use radiators at all. They should have given us new fans instead. Like, there are so many different kinds of fans. Let me just show you guys. That's the aircon, and then that is the fan. Yes, we need both. We need both aircons and fan installed in one room because it's really freaking hot. We need both. And I feel like the items that they give us are not proportional at all. Like, we're gonna give you an example. Like, there are too many windows. But wait, before you guys bash me or criticize me on this, wait, I'm not complaining that there are too many windows given to us. The more, the better. Actually, I love it. I love all the windows. But I just feel like there are just too many windows. And then the options for the doors are just too little. And sometimes I just feel like some of the doors doesn't really match with the windows at all. And also, we have one single double bed, but we have so many chairs given to us. So obviously we need to rely on other packs to complete our build. We can't just use this pack alone to build what we wanted. But as for me personally, I feel that I need to heavily rely on other packs as well to help me to complete my build. But overall, I love the build and objects in the Sims 4 Foran pack, and it may be not for everyone, but it gives us the option to build Southeast Asia inspired build. So for this, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Next, I will go into gameplay. The highlight of this pack is the rental feature, where we can convert our residential unit into a residential rental. We'll be given the option to select which rooms or unit that we want to rent it out, and which unit for it to be shared space. Shared space is a common area where all tenants or your Sims can come and use that area. Honestly, I don't see that much difference than the roommate feature that we have from Discover University, where we can place ads and get roommates to come and move in with us. All we need to do is assign beds to our roommates, Sims, And if we build multiple units for our roommates, we can actually lock the door for this particular sim. I've actually played as a landlord even before the Sims 4 for Rent pack is out by assigning tiny houses to each roommates, pretending they are tenants and they work just fine. So I feel like this residential rental feature is an update of the roommate feature in the Discover University pack. And if you already have the Discover University pack and you don't plan to get the Sims 4 for Rent, don't worry, you're not missing out at all. And if you've seen my previous video, the gameplay for being a landlord is really boring and buggy. The tenants won't pay fine and they will just laugh at your face when you ask them to do so. Well, it can be fun when they laugh at you for the first few times, but it gets really annoying when they just don't pay at all. I've tried to ask requests for fines. I think I've tried more than 10 times and I didn't even get paid, not a single one. So I don't know whether there's a bug, it's a glitch, or is it intended to annoy us to not pay fine to us and then we can't just move on. We just have to constantly ask from them and they just laugh at our face. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that they intended us to not get paid fines at all. Somehow I myself don't encounter many landlord events. They just won't pop up at all. Maybe I just encounter one or two and it's really repetitive, like we have the pet adoption drive and that's about it. I rarely have any maintenance event at all, but it could be maybe because I'm a good landlord where I constantly do an inspection and maintenance event for them. So maybe I'm a good landlord in The Sims 4 for Rent, so maybe they think that I don't need to have a maintenance event at all. And I don't see myself playing as a landlord much in the future, and it really annoys me that we have paid so much for this expansion pack, but the gameplay is really boring. It's really no. And it is so easy to achieve a 5-star rating as long as you fulfill all these 4 requirements, which are the size, the amenities, decorations, and maintenance. The gameplay to achieve a 5-star rating is not challenging. I was really expected that it would be like similar to restaurants, although restaurants dine out is stupid. It's not stupid, I just get really angry about it. The dine out pack, I love the idea, but it's really bad. The chef doesn't turn up at all. Nobody's serving the food, nobody's taking orders. The Sims, they take forever to eat one meal, and a chef takes forever to cook. So the Sims 4 for Rent is a totally bad, flop, shitty pack. But I love building restaurants, but I just can't really play it at all. But never mind, this review is not about dine out. I'm not gonna talk about it. So I really expected it to be like similar like restaurants or retail lots where the tenants can leave a review and you need to improve your property based on the reviews. But nope, it doesn't work that way. All you need to do is just fulfill these 4 requirements and that's it. You will get a 5-star rating. And if you play as a tenant, I don't see much difference than if you play as a tenant in the City Living pack. And the only additional feature that we have is this tenant agreement. And here it says no loud noises. And I really think that no loud noises is much more fun in the City Living because you will have like angry neighbors come knocking at your door and telling your sim to tone it down, or your sim will get really angry if your neighbors are really loud and noisy. So it's much more fun. Whereas like, if you are noisy in The Sims 4 for Rent, nobody gives a shit that you're noisy at all. Like the Sims, like I feel like I told you one, The Sims 4 for Rent, Tomarang is dead. I even feel like the Sims in Sims 4 for Rent is dead. Like they have no emotions, they have no feelings at all. They just go about, you just see them walking around, but they're not doing anything. They have no interaction with you. They just don't bother to come knocking your door and tell you how loud and noisy you are. They just don't do that at all. So overall, the gameplay is boring, there's nothing new at all. And I feel like it's really a copy of the Discover University roommate feature and also tenants in City Living. So for the gameplay, I'm going to rate it 1 out of 10, 1 for the effort of copying the 2 other packs. So next, I'm going to talk about food. You guys know I'm going to get there eventually. So I'm sure most of you guys have seen my nasi lemak video, and because of this Sims 4 for Rent pack, I'm now known as the girl who's upset over the nasi lemak in the Sims community. Anyway, they promised that they're going to change and revamp the nasi lemak dish, and I am still patiently waiting. But honestly, I'm not putting much hope in it. I kind of think like they're just gonna move on from it and hope that everyone forgets about it. Anyway, today's video is not about nasi lemak at all. I think I've talked too much about it. And so we are going to talk about the new food given to us. We are given this new pressure cooker for us to cook, and we have the nasi lemak, and we have khao niao mamuang, which is mango sticky rice, Burmese samosa soup, and plain steamed rice. We only have the option to cook these 4 dishes with the pressure cooker. At least we have 4 dishes, better than nothing. And then with the cooking stove, we can actually make halo halo, which is a Filipino dessert. And then we can make pancit bihon as well, which is a Filipino rice vermicelli dish. And then we have banziao, and we have Malaysian satay, and we have bibingka as well, which is a Filipino dish. These are all the new food items introduced in this 4-rand pack. Honestly, I love each of the food items except the nasi lemak, of course. And please know that as a Malaysian, I'm really grateful that they introduced the Malaysian nasi lemak here in this pack, although it's wrong. But it's alright, they still introduced the national dish. And also they introduced the Malaysian satay in this pack as well. Please know that I'm really happy and I'm really grateful, and I love the Malaysian satay. But sadly, they don't have any Singaporean or Indonesian dishes in this game. Being a Malaysian, our country have really close ties and relationship with Indonesia and Singapore. Basically, they are like our family, and Indonesia and Singapore are well known for their food as well. And as a Malaysian, I just don't feel right that their food is not represented in this pack at all. And also, I just don't know why there are few dishes that is really like the main highlights that is well known throughout the world is not highlighted in the Sims 4 Rand. Since they are not introduced in this pack, I'm gonna take this opportunity to show you guys some of the amazing food in Southeast Asia. First, we have Tom Yum from Thailand, and this is because this is my #1 favorite food. So I'm gonna just show you guys. This is Tom Yum. I'm sure everyone knows. I am very sure everyone knows, but sadly we don't have it in Sims 4 Rand. I really thought that they're gonna give us Tom Yum because everyone knows Tom Yum, and I think everyone loves Tom Yum as well. Who doesn't love Tom Yum? But we don't have Tom Yum in the Sims 4 Rand. And number 2, we have Asam Laksam from Malaysia. That is my #2 favorite food. And number 3 is Nasi Ayam Penyet from Indonesia. Then that is my favorite food as well. This means nasi means rice, ayam means chicken, and penyet means flattened. And I am going to introduce to you guys the nasi goreng, which means fried rice, and they are the national dish of Indonesia. And then there is Hainanese chicken rice, which is the national dish of Singapore. And also Singapore have chili crab, which is so good. I miss it so much. It's just so freaking good. Okay, now food aside, I'm going to address the elephant in the room, that is the bugs in the Sims 4 Rand pack. Personally, the bugs I face is that my Sims do not respond to me at all most of the time, and I'm really frustrated that I need to constantly reset them. And there are lack of maintenance events occurred in my gameplay as a landlord, and if I were to visit one of my tenants' unit to do some inspections and maintenance, or other random Sims will just pop up, come into the tenant's unit and start grilling. I've heard of other bugs and problems faced by other Simmers as well, and everyone who got this pack are really upset of how bad this pack is. So if you are still considering to get this pack, you might want to wait out until the bugs are fixed. But seeing Dine Out pack and my wedding stories, I don't think they are going to fix it at all, and they're just going to move on with new packs and new kits. For this pack, I'm going to give them an overall rating of 3 out of 10. Honestly, I feel cheated because I feel like I'm buying a game pack at the price of an expansion pack, and I think that they intended it to come out as a game pack in the beginning. The world map in Tomarang is so small that it looks exactly like the map for a game pack. So I feel like this is the worst expansion pack, and the only thing I like from this pack is the build and buy objects. So I feel like this pack might be good for Simmers who likes to build. Honestly, I had high hopes for this pack. Other previous expansion packs like Cottage Living, Snowy Escape, City Living are so fun, and I own all the expansion packs because I really enjoy expansion packs. I love expansion packs. But for the first time ever, this expansion pack is the worst expansion pack. It's really bad. Alright, I'm going to end this video here. I think I've said enough. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys see my other videos as well of my tour with Tomarang. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!